Yankees lose. How you doing, all you amazing Mets fans, Yanks fans, whoever you're a fan of? It's your boy Wardy. That's Pat Hennessy. He's been tucking buddies back. We got a lot to get into in Metsland as the Metsies take down the New York Yankees. The Bronx Bombers were bombing tonight in a terrible way. The Mets take them down by a final score of 12-3. And today's show, we're gonna break down why Francisco Lindor is a true MVP caliber player and a true candidate right now. You cannot tell me otherwise. We're going to get into Jeff McNeil looking like a power hitter out of nowhere continued. Then we see a lot of offensive contributions from Tyrone Taylor having a day on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, proving once again Gerrit Cole is the absolute schmuck that he is. I know Pat's pissed. I'm sorry, Pat. We got to get into it. We got so much to get into. For those that don't know who I am with right now, I am with my man, the one, the only. It is Patrick Hennessy. If you guys don't know Pat, he is my co-host of Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about the Mets and the Yankees all the time. And Pat has ducked the first three matchups between the Mets and the Yanks this season. No, he didn't actually duck. I'd like to preface there was actual reasons as to why he couldn't show up, but he's here now, everybody. So to all my amazing Mets fans, what I want to see from each and every one of you watching live and on replay is spam those W's in the chat and ask Pat how he's doing. Happy to have you all in here as always, everybody, as the Amazings kick off what has now been a fantastic season. For the first time this year, are 5 games above 500, securely in a playoff spot, just a game and a half back of the Atlanta Braves currently, which is absolutely insane to say here, currently July 24th, 2024, but that's what we're doing here, folks. Let's break it down. We have a lot to get into, and on top of it all, we're just not going to break down everything that transpired inning by inning in this back and forth between a lopsided matchup of a game between these two teams, but we're taking your live callers. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pat and I want to hear from you, amazing Mets fans, or if even you're a Yank fan, if you have some things you want to let off your chest. Pat say no, we don't need to do it, but we're going to do it. Pat, why don't we just do the 24-hour live stream that you've been wanting to do so bad? I mean, we might as well just roll with it now. Perfect timing, right? But everybody, sure, let's let it rip with the official, the one, the only, you know the drill by now. Pat's just going to sit there with the official WardyNYM post-game jingle. Let's let it rip, baby. Let's let it rip.
Post-game. You have a post-game jingle? Post-game.
Calling all Met fans, come and join us now. Talk about this game and
I'm trying to sweep. Shout out to Greg and Jordan with the official WardyNYM post-game jingle as always. Yoshima with the $2 hub. Thank you so much, Yoshima. Yoshima says, Mets run New York. Lindor owns the Yankees. Cole with the capital L. Love to see it. Thank you for the dono. Shout out all my line members. We got a lot to break down, but first and foremost, let's hear it from Patrick Hennessy himself. Pat, where you been? How you been? What's the initial reaction before we have ourselves a lengthy show here?
I'm mad, Wardy. I mean, no. I'm not even going to say I'm mad. I'm like, it's the stages of grief. I think I'm past the angry stage. I think I'm past the sad stage. I think I'm in the acceptance stage, right? Like, the Yankees just suck, and I'm ready to sit here tonight and just be ragged on the whole fucking night. And you want to know why? Ask me why. Ask me why.
Why is that, Pat?
Because I know in November I'm going to be fucking laughing at you winning the World Series, Wardy.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, says the guy who's going to lose literally Juan Soto in just a matter of months. That's cute. Well, Soto hit a home run against the Mets today. Something to make you know. That's fine. Okay. Truthfully, I don't care if that's what it takes, if that's what it means for Juan Soto to be a Met next year that the Yankees need to win a championship. I will bite the bullet and stomach that, knowing that it's going to make the Mets a better team than what they currently are. Juan Soto on the Mets? What? We got to give you we'll give you a chip. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. All I care about is the Mets being better each and every year. Juan Soto helps in that regard. And shout out Juan Soto, who did hit a home run tonight. His final home run he will ever hit against his soon-to-be ball club and the New York Metropolitans. AJ with the $5 haul in the chat says, so the Mets can smack the Yankees, but then struggle against the Marlins. Hell, just make the Mets play the Yankees every game then. Seriously. And just for some context, everybody, how lopsided has been the Subway Series series rivalry this season. The Mets took all 4 games that we know, but okay, just how bad has it been? Let's share some context, because the Yankees scored a total of 14 runs throughout those 4 games against the Mets. The Mets scored 13 runs simply by hitting home runs. Mets have 13 home runs in the 4 games against the Yankees having a total of 14 runs in these 4 games total. D-Mac, thank you so much for the $5 haul. D-Mac says, just edged ahead of the Cards. Braves next, baby. You said it. Spam those W's in the chat. Also, oh my goodness gracious, we got some new members. You get a membership. You get a membership. You get a membership. I don't know who it was, if it was Dan or if it was Eric, whoever it was. Thank you guys all so much for the new memberships. Happy to have you all in here. I know that my man Daniel Caps did say yesterday that the Mets swept today. He would be gifting memberships to 5 new lucky members on the channel, so that was him. Thank you so much in advance. Keto, how you doing? Great member. Eric, how you doing? Great member. SR with the $5 haul says, Lindor with his daughter says is all about that man. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that donation. We got a lot of breakdown on Mr. Francisco Lindor himself. Cisco Bombs. Eric, great member. Thank you so much again for the love. Greatly appreciate that. Trudeau with the $2 donation says, how sweet it is. Respect for you Yanks fans who stayed. Yep, respect to Yanks fans who stayed, and respect, and everybody, can we all please take a moment to greatly appreciate Pat taking the time to do this post-game show tonight, because Pat and I, again, we have been trying to do at least one, if not multiple post-games together all season long. It just has not lined up, and I was truly fearful that tonight would be the one game the Yanks blow out the Mets, and then we got to get the schmuck come up here and tell us how good the Yanks are. Not the case tonight, but you know what? Pat is biting the bullet. He's taking it like a champ. We're going to be throwing some heavy punches, get some uppercuts in there. His boy Jake Paul knows a thing or two about that. So we're going to break it all down in today's show. But I, again, want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch live on a replay. To my viewers on Twitter, thank you all so much for being here, too. Make sure to smash that like, that retweet button, and that follow button. But please know, as always, I'm only going to be interacting. Same thing with Pat here with our live viewers here on YouTube. Want to make sure we are all set up there. We are. How sweet it is, baby. We love to see it. Cue the music. Billy Dottie with the $10 holla, and then we're gonna finally have Pat talk a little bit here, and let's do the back and forth of this matchup, shall we? Billy Dottie says they only got 2 hitters. Mets smelled blood in the waters against the Braves. Shout out to our captain Lindor and the Tyrone Taylor game. Huge game for Tyrone, who's looked terrible with the bat as of late. Huge game both offensively and defensively. Mr. Holy Kane says, who's your daddy? Lindor is the Yanks daddy. AZ says, I said it once and I'll say it again. I don't want to hear any more Francisco Lindor hate ever again. He's him. He is a grown man. Mets W, put in the books. Hey, the Yankees lose, Pat. How you doing? Okay, thank you for the donation, AZ. Final words from you, Patrick, before we break down this amazing ball game and everything that transpired in between it. Crickets. Can't say I'm surprised. Okay, that's perfect. That's actually hilarious. All right, we'll go with the silent treatment for now. That's perfectly fine. A couple key updates to share with each and every one of you amazing Mets fans for chiming in, especially. They are the following. Carson Bench, the Mets' top draft pick, outfielder that we know, officially signed with the Mets today. I do not know the terms of said contract yet. However, hopefully we will find that out in the next day or so, exactly how much he's going to be getting there. But nice signing. The Mets finally secured their top draft pick. Also, some key updates for Kristen Scott. We thought his season was over yesterday. However, fast forward today, Kristen Scott, the Mets rookie right-hander who was placed on the injured list for 15 days with the UCL strain, has been shut down with all baseball activities for 2 weeks, and then we'll ramp up from there as long as he's feeling okay. The partially torn UCL showed further imaging through MRI that actually came back better than what maybe the Mets and Kristen Scott initially believed. Everyone had a sigh of relief. So Scott, who again still has some damage on that UCL, so it feels like a ticking time bomb, obviously. No less, that bomb has not yet happened, as he will be resting for 2 weeks, then ramping up from there as he's going to try to be with the Mets for the remainder of the season, heading into postseason play. So yes, the Mets did not lose Kristen Scott to the entire season heading into postseason play yet, barring any changes from now up until the future as he starts to ramp up. So that's the latest on Kristen Scott, folks. Then let's get in on the updates with Sean Reed-Foley. He had a slight setback. He will be pitching for the Mets sooner rather than later, hopefully, but his rehab will not begin this Thursday. Instead, he will be throwing a live bullpen, and then hopefully after that, as long as that looks good there, faces some live hitters, he will then face some guys there at the Port St. Lucie level, more than likely, to begin his rehab. And that is it there on the update front, outside of Tyler McGill, will be getting the start for the Mets this Saturday over Christian Scott, as Scott is on the injured list. Not overly in love with McGill getting the start this Saturday. However, the Mets don't have a whole lot of other options, and it's clear that they would like to see what they have in Jose Butto still as a reliever, barring changes before maybe they consider him in a six-man, with Kodai Senga making his long-awaited, highly anticipated return to the Metsies and on the mound against the Braves this Friday. And speaking of the Braves, the final thing I have for you all before we break down this ball game is the following. Your boy Wardy will be in attendance tomorrow night. Mets Braves, make sure to check out your boy at Citi Field. I will be in section 114. We'll be within the first 5 to 10 rows, so make sure to look out for your boy there. And I will be doing a pregame meetup on the concourse in the outfield all the way over there. So right by Shea Bridge, past that, you guys get to the outfield where they have a bunch of different food and drink options. Make sure to check out your short schmuck of a Mets fan, Wardy here. Check it out tomorrow, folks. We're going to be getting into it all. Very excited to see all you amazing Mets fans at Citi Field tomorrow. It's going to be popping with Sevy on the bump, and then we will be doing our post-game show live as I exit Citi Field, if not already in my car getting ready to leave. So again, tomorrow, Citi Field, Mets Braves, game 1 of that multi-game set. I will see you all there. Pre-game, outfield concourse, and you guys can check me out around section 114 at any point throughout the game. You are not being a burden, I promise. I always look forward to interacting with all you amazing Mets fans. Second game of the season, second game against the Braves I'm going to. The first one, the Mets didn't have a hit until JD Martinez hit a home run with the final out of the ball game, so hoping for a better outing than the last time around. Again, hope to see you all there. Let's go, baby. Now let's break this all down. Let's see, in the chat says, Wardy is in attendance, the Mets lose. That's actually not true, GSU. I mean, the Mets did lose one game with me there this year. However, I have a winning record with the Metsies over the past year and a half, so I'm not complaining there. AJ Velasquez says McNeil nearly had another home run. The wind must have been blowing to left. It was. Yep, McNeil fell short of having himself a home run. Juan Soto with the robbery. But when you had the wind blowing in like 11 miles per hour there in that situation, McNeil again robbed of a home run. Not so much by Soto, but more so that we saw because of the wind. Dave with the $2 holla says, hey, Pat, Soto's going to look great in a Mets uniform. Pat, do you have anything to respond in regards to that from Mr. Dave in the chat?
Like, what does that mean? Oh, Soto's going to look great in a Mets uniform. Go Photoshop it, bro. Search on Google, Juan Soto Mets. You could see what he looks like now, bro, because it's not happening in real life. No, I'm not getting worked up 5 minutes in. And also,
you're not getting worked up 5 minutes in?
I'm sweating already, bro. Sweating.
I am too. My back is drenched. Like, it's kind of disgusting. I'm not going to.
You want to know something funny?
It's a sauna. What?
I don't have deodorant on right now.
That's not funny. That's just disgusting.
No, it's crazy.
Those are two different things.
I just forgot to put it on.
Shout out Pat. Billy Dottie with $2 holla says, would you trade Soto? I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Yanks at this rate are going to be sellers in the next week.
Such a funny question. Should the Yankees trade Juan Soto? The answer is no, bro. You know what they should do at the trade deadline? Buy. Because this is a capable team that right now only has 2 major league hitters. But add a couple more with Stan coming back, with Dominguez coming back, and we're winning the fucking World Series in the last year of Soto's deal, okay?
Eric with the donation. Eric says, in Grimace era, Mets are 25-11. The Yanks are 12-23. Can't say I'm all that surprised. I really can't. Let's see. Mets guy, have a fantastic night.
What is on my face, bro? Can they even hear me, dude?
They can hear you. They can hear you. No, we're done, Pat. I'm just...
Are you dude?
It's okay. Let's break it down. Calm yourself. We got a ball game to break down, all right? Us Mets fans are on cloud 9. If you're wondering why we're on cloud 9, it has a little bit to do, obviously, with a series sweep and a season sweep against the Yankees. That's obviously always nice for a fandom where we're always being deemed as the little brother between the two. Even if championships may hold that to be true, this season not the case, however, as the Mets went and swept. But another thing that I really, want to share with you all, we already got more donation. Yoshima says, is Cole still Pat's one true love? That's a great question in regards to Gerrit Cole. Is Cole still Pat's one true love?
Yeah, I fucking love Gerrit Cole. Bro, okay.
I can't believe you love mediocrity as much as you do, but I am a Mets fan. I went through a lot.
I love Gerrit Cole with my heart and soul. You love your rabbit. You have a bunny, right? What's its name? What's your rabbit's name?
Don't worry about my bunnies and their names.
whatever that feral animal's name is.
Feral?
If it had a bad day, would you still love it afterwards? The answer is yes. My ace Gerrit Cole had his 2 worst starts of the season against the New York Mets. Fine, you could sit here and be like, "Oh, we own Gerrit Cole." You have the right to say that, but does that mean that I'm not going to love him anymore? No, bro. I'll always cherish that man.
So, okay, final thing. Without getting into a complete tangent here, what was your biggest takeaway from Gerrit Cole's lack of success tonight?
I don't know. Am I a pitching coach? I don't know, bro. He just didn't have it. Like, what do you want me to sit here and say? The break on his slider was half.
Yes, Pat.
No, I don't care. Like, I don't care about that, bro. He had a bad game. What do you want me to sit here and say, give you metrics? Oh, no, dude. The launch angle of the hits were a little bit better than usual. I don't give a fuck, bro. He had a bad start.
Pat, I should have prefaced with the F-bombs heading into this. I thought I was bad.
Am I not allowed to curse on this show?
No, you can curse, but just pump the brakes a little bit. I'll give you the pass considering you just got slaughtered. No, not demonetization. That isn't it. It's just more so. We just got a lot going on. And I have
family friendly.
I have noticed that if I swear within the first couple minutes, especially people that don't know me are like, who is this schmuck? All right, I don't want anything to do with him. He's out of here.
Yeah.
Pat, 2 seconds in is
sorry
like,
for turning people away from your channel.
oh my God.
If you lose subscribers, I apologize.
Edward, thank you for the donation. Says, Ward, please invite Pat to tomorrow's Braves Mets game. It's almost like I've been trying to get Pat to go to this game for the past week. Okay, thank you for the donation.
I did agree to go too.
That's actually insane. Pat is only here in part as an obligation because he's ducking me going to the Mets game tomorrow. So there's that. Yes, he's a Yanks fan that lives in the metropolitan area because it makes sense.
Don't curse like a dictator. What does that even mean, dude?
Okay.
What does that mean?
Stop.
That's ridiculous. Dude.
Oh, you guys are killing me. You absolutely are. And again, thank you all so much, everyone, for stopping in live on a replay as we're breaking down the latest in Mets land as they take down the Yankees by a final score of 12-3. Enough of us messing around here. Let's get into breaking down this ball game because I want to get to your live callers from each and every one of you amazing baseball fans. And again, folks, this game kicks off in the first. We see Gerrit Cole, a 1-2-3 inning. Easy work for him to kick off the game at least. Dave, thank you so much for $2 holla. Dave says, hey, Pat, all rise. Appreciate the donation as always. In the bottom of the second, because the Mets do nothing there offensively, we see Gleyber Torres get his second home run in as many days. I know, Torres. What the hell am I saying?
Leaving, dude.
I know. Like, he doesn't even know these guys. Second home run of the series. Wells gets on with a hit by pitch. Volpe then strikes out to end the inning. In the top of the second, then, we see Gerrit Cole with his second 1-2-3 inning of the day. Surely that would continue. Wink. Okay. We then get to the bottom of the second. J.D. Davis with a walk. DJ LeMahieu is just so bad. Pat,
I know.
like, is there any way the Yanks can try to cut that dead weight? Like, would they be willing to eat the majority of that contract? Or is there too many years on it for them to consider it still?
Dude, I've been advocating for them to get rid of DJ probably for 2 years now. For some reason he's about to turn a corner, dude. I don't know. I can't see a world where if they're actually looking to compete for a World Series this year that he's on this team next month. There's just no way.
Right. No, and I tend to agree with you there. Appreciate, though, everyone with the donations. Thank you all so much for that, everybody. We're breaking down the ball game inning by inning now. Yoshima, thank you so much. Says, keep my buddy's name out your freaking mouth. That's hilarious. Thank you for the
It's so funny, dude. Real funny, bro.
Billy with the $5 holla says, Cole was visibly pissed off. There was a close-up on him losing in the dugout. Yep, we have that in the highlights, as a matter of fact. SR with the $5 holla says, oh my God, Pat's sing the first line of, oh my God, can Pat sing the first line of OMG by Jose Iglesias?
I swear on my life, I've never heard that song, ever.
That's actually insane.
Why would I ever hear it?
Literally every baseball fan knows about it but you now. I'm not surprised, though.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the Mets,
I know.
bro.
No. No, it's far more than the Mets. The guy literally performed at the All-Star break.
I don't. Okay.
I know you don't know. It's fine. Whatever. Casual. Per usual. Okay. Hopping back into this one. Mets win. Final score 12-2. Pat's a little pissed. I'm sorry, Pat. I love you. Tyrone Taylor. Fastball up. Ding dong to left. Taylor rips his 6th home run of the year. An absolute piss missile that we see there. Huge home run on Gerrit Cole, and that ties the ball game here 1-1 in this matchup. Francisco Lindor, who had a lot of success tonight, rips a single there after the fact, but the Mets do not score anything more there. They're tied 1-1 as we then head to the bottom of the third. In the bottom of the third, we see with 2 outs, Juan Soto gets on with a home run. Soto with, I think, 27 home runs now this season? He's got a lot of bombs. Juan, that was a meatball right down the pipe by Sean Manaea, unfortunately, and that makes it a 2-1 New York Yankees lead. And as I said before, and I'll say again, I firmly believe that might be one of, if not the final home run Juan Soto ever hits against the New York Mets. And that has more to do with just me saying, oh, he's going to be a Met next year. That could be a factor if he still lands elsewhere, even if he is staying with the Yanks. I think that's enough for Soto bombs in Queens, at least with him not being a Met. In the top of the fourth, J.D. Martinez with a single. Then we see Alonso rip his 20th home run of the season. Polar Bear Pete, huge shutout to Polar Bear here. Why Alonso, who we did a video on a couple days ago, on why he's been struggling so much, the Pete Alonso problem, check that out if you haven't already. Fast forward a little bit later here, we have been seeing clear problems with Pete Alonso and clutch situations behind the ball game and one-run ball games, even where there's any type of leverage whatsoever. But down a run here, middle of the pack of the ball game, Alonso rips his 20th home run of the year and now enters David Wright as the only Mets in team franchise history that have 9 home runs or more against the New York Yankees in their career. Shout out to Alonso, though. A huge home run that gives the Mets a 3-2 lead, and they would never look back. Iglesias gets on with a walk. That's all she wrote. We fast forward to the bottom of the fourth. Wells gets on with a walk. J.D. Davis with a single. That lineup for the Yankees today was very different than the lineup before. Definitely smart to not have J.D. Davis batting cleanup for you, as he definitely had a better day. A single and a walk at least for the former Metropolitan. DJ, however, with a ground out ends the inning. This makes me smile, Francisco. Thank you so much for the dono. Great member. I appreciate that. Carl with the $5 haul. Thank you so much, Carl McNeil, with the dono as well. If there was just one L, I would have said, hey, tell Jeff I said hello, but no less. Appreciate the donations for both of you. Thank you so much as we continue to break down the ball game. Yes, Jose. You hate to see it. We even got Yanks fans in here saying, damn, Wardy's talking circles around you, Pat. But here's the thing. If this was vice versa, there's nothing that I could do. Pat would have to do the exact same thing towards me, and I would just have to eat it and take it. I mean, that's the one thing that I love so much about rivalries, especially when it's friendships like Pat and I, at least, is we can talk shit on each other as much as we want, and these little bragging rights are fun, but it absolutely, again, if we're going to dish it, we're going to take it. Like, we have to. Like, we cannot be a hypocrite out here and be like, oh, I feel this or that, and then it's like, oh, I'm not going to take the criticism. No, that won't happen. Z, thank you for the $2 holla. Right. I appreciate that. All right, Pat is thinking otherwise. Okay, never mind. That's fine.
Sure. Well, no, I don't know why you said this is a friendship. I didn't think
that makes sense why you're not showing up tomorrow, doesn't it? That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, unless I'm like contractually obligated, there's kind of no point, you know.
We'll have you sign later. Don't worry. Okay, hop back into this one. In the top of the fifth here, Taylor gets on with a single. Lindor rips a home run. He's now officially in the 2020 club. Francisco Lindor joins Shohei Ohtani as the only active batters in Major League Baseball this season with at least 20 home runs and 20 stolen bags. Cisco Lindor has been unstoppable since batting leadoff going back to May 18th. And we're going to shed a little bit more light on just how good Francisco Lindor has been as MVP caliber season he's now finding himself having.
He's not winning MVP. Like, what do you mean MVP caliber season?
Bro, Pat, I'm not even going to argue. To who? Pat, I'm not even going to argue with you. Just look at Jeff Passan's tweet. Just look at Jeff Passan's tweet.
Why do I give it? What did Jeff Passan say?
Numbers, because I know you know none of the numbers.
Okay. So we're sitting here right now. You think Francisco Lindor is winning MVP this year?
No, I said he's a candidate. I think he's going to be in the mix for sure. I don't think he's going to win.
Okay, and I'm a candidate for the presidential election, bro. Does it mean I'm going to win?
Pat, no, because you don't even have anything to at least make it worthwhile. Lindor has numbers where there's the argument. Pat, Pat, let's start by doing some community work, and then you could build up your political resume from there.
Dude, I'm a fixture in the community. I build houses and shit.
Pat, no one knows you. Okay. You walk outside, and it's a bunch of Mets fans, and that's why you're sprinting from point A to point B. Cool, you build houses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legos and shit. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I take back everything I said then. I'm sorry. Dave,
I built the house from up. I built a Lego set of that, by the way.
Dave, thank you for the $5 holla. Says Wardy's two buddies would improve Yanks lineup. They only have 2 hitters. They do only have 2 hitters, as Luis Severino, who, according to Patrick Hennessy, was going to be out of Major League Baseball by the end of the season. If you remember his
That was a
offseason
crazy
comments.
take, by the way. That was good.
That was actually insane that you said that shit. Oh my god! And now Sevy again is leading the way in this rotation. Oh my god!
What Sevy said the other day about how the Yankees only having 2 hitters, like that, like he's not wrong at all. Like I don't even think that's a diss. I think he's just calling a spade there.
Wait, who's calling a spade there? You broke up.
Sevy, when he said that the Yankees only have 2 hitters, like he's not wrong.
No, he's real. Every Yankee fan I saw interact with that, 9 out of 10 were in agreement with him. So yeah, I don't think you're wrong there. Z, thank you for the $2 holla. Z says, Pat, are the Yanks better than the Mets?
Do you want my okay? Do you
want
my?
That's a good question. But
it's a great question.
Can we put a pin in that until after we're done breaking down the ball game? Because I want to wrap.
Okay, but I don't want you to forget it, dude. Just
no. I'm
screenshotting it. Recap.
I'm screenshotting Pat.
I'm sitting here all morning. I have to break down the game.
Pat, I have to recap it because you don't know one single thing that happened in this ball.
I watched the entire
Getting back into breaking down this ball game. The Mets get the 2-run home run from Francisco Lindor. They are now up 5-2 in said matchup. As we then head to the bottom of the 5th, Juan Soto gets on with a walk. Then we see Judge gets on with a hit by pitch, unfortunately. Thankfully, it wasn't anything crazy. Judge is okay. Wells gets on with a walk. It's bases loaded, less than two out. Then we see with 2 out, Adam Ottavino come in. Yes, I was biting my fingernails just as much as each and every one of you Mets fans were at the edge of your seat telling me Adam Ottavino is really going to try to come in to get the final out here in this inning when we have bases loaded. Adam Ottavino, one of the most unreliable relievers for the Mets this season that Yanks fans know very well when we talk about postseason play. Adam somehow, someway gets the out thanks to a Volpe ground out. Shout out to Volpe, as he would definitely do the Mets wonders in this series with the final out of the series as well. You know, Pat knows a lot about Anthony Volpe. They met before. Do you guys know? I don't know. I'll leave it at that. We're really good friends. Yeah, awesome friends as Pat and Volpe, if you know, you know. But in the top of the 6th, McNeil gets himself a double, which you love to see. He should have been his 2nd extra base hit of the day. Should have had a home run, but the wind kept that one in earlier that we saw Juan Soto rob him with. Alvarez gets on with a walk. 2 outs later, Tyrone Taylor rips an opposite field RBI single. Tyrone Taylor, who ended Gerrit Cole's day today. Tyrone is now 6 for 9. Nice in his career against Gerrit Cole. And that would be Gerrit Cole's final line, everybody. And just in case you're curious, how good or bad has Gerrit Cole been against the Mets this season? Let's get into it here quick, Pat. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Oh my goodness, that was good. That was really good, Pat. I love that.
Yep.
And his 2 starts against the Mets this season, including one of his first starts like right after he got back from injury, so I'm bearing that in mind. 9.2 innings, 15 hits, 12 runs, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, 7 home runs allowed, and over an 11 ERA. Gerrit Cole has not had piss-poor numbers like this against any other team in Major League Baseball this season. The Mets have quite literally been his kryptonite. They've had success against him in the past as well. Gerrit Cole has the worst numbers in his career against the Mets versus any other team in Major League Baseball, for that matter. So, when speaking about the king himself in your eyes in Gerrit Cole, I have to ask you, Pat, do you firmly believe that Gerrit Cole is still the best pitcher in Major League Baseball this season? Because remember when we were going back to the offseason and we were talking about, the best pitchers, and you said that Gerrit Cole is undoubtedly the best, and I told you heading into the year when I did for my Bleacher Report rankings, I had Zach Wheeler at number 1, but I would have still considered Gerrit Cole if he was healthy. Now Cole, who's had a decent amount of starts now coming back from injury, do you still think he's actually, legit the best starter in baseball?
I mean, as of July 24th, 2024, currently no. However, dude, going into the postseason, is he going to be number 1 in my rotation? And in every single postseason team's rotation, would they take Gerrit Cole number 1 if they had the chance? 1,000%. So I'm not going to give up on my guy. He's 5, 6 starts into a season. I'm not giving up on my dude after a few rough starts. And dude, also, let's be honest. I know this is joking around, haha, the Mets own Gerrit Cole. The 2 starts happened, but take those 2 starts out of the equation, and he's having a pretty damn good year.
Dude, you can't pull that shit though.
Just
Not
saying.
tonight.
Just
Not
throwing that one
tonight.
out.
And that next start, you could have pulled that if, say, we're not talking about the Mets here. But no, that's not relevant. What's relevant is how he does literally against the Mets. But
Bro,
yes,
Paul Skeens doesn't count, bro. He's only popular because he's dating Livy Dunn. Let's be honest.
I really, really hope the OGs know all the references that's going on to show the past 10 minutes. Francisco with the $10 holla. Los Yankees son nuestros Hayos. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know
What is
Spanish
it?
at all. I have no clue what he said.
I'm half.
I have no clue. What he said?
What did he say?
What is Francisco's $10 donation in the chat say? I don't know.
Los
I don't know.
Yankees son nuestros hijos. I believe that means
Translate it right now.
hijos. I believe means friends. I think. Oh no, amigos is friends. Hold on. I want to look it up.
Dave, thank you for the $2 holla. Trevor Bauer enjoyed this game.
Los Yankees son nuestros. I got you, Francisco. Oh,
Real talk. When will Bridging the Gap come back? This is Bridging the Gap in essence.
This is
Like
it.
we're gonna be doing a Mets Yankees
Oh,
trade deadline.
the Yankees
preview
are
shortly
our
before the trade
children.
deadline. The Yankees are our There you go. That's perfectly said, that Francisco. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. Matty boy, how you doing? Happy to have you in the chat as well. Everybody, for chiming in live on a replay, we're gonna take your live calls. You guys got a quick hitting question for me or Pat? We're gonna get to them. No, unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to take anything beyond quick calls tonight because we want to rapid fire them. But because I want to make sure we get to as many people as we can. And the only way to do that is if we rapid fire and say, okay, if you got a question or a comment, let it rip, and then we go on to the next.
These
Like a
people
normal
are
radio
like
show.
looking forward to these calls, and you're just gonna like pass them by.
Pat, there's no shot
These
in
are
hell
your
you're gonna try to
supporters,
pull that
dude.
on me. There's no chance.
These
They
are
are
your
my supporters, and I want
They
to get
deserve
to as
time.
many of them. I agree. That's why I
Yeah.
want to get to as many of them as possible.
Okay, I just want to make sure
Yeah.
that you're not like neglecting your supporters because they want to talk to you, and you shouldn't just bring them on for a second and kick them off.
Pat, you are the root of all that is evil. Let's get back
Cool.
into
Just wanted
breaking
to-
down this ball game.
Oh, we're
It's
not
fine.
done yet.
No, we're not done.
yet.
A lot more runs happened, dude. We only talked about half of the Mets' runs that they scored today. Are you kidding me? Then we see in the bottom of the sixth, Danny Young comes in. You know, he works a clean inning. Nothing happens. We then advance now to the bottom of the seventh, where I was at last, where he stopped taking notes. So my little cheat sheet that I'm going to use is to my right now, if I could pull it up. We see Mark Vientos make it a 7-2 ball game as Marky V rips a home run tonight. Love to see it there. Jeff McNeil gets his 16th double, his second of the night, second extra base hit. Jeff McNeil, post All-Star break, currently has a total of 4 home runs, and I don't know how many double, at least 2, if not more than that, for sure. Jeff has been raking. Like, insane how much he's went from a guy that we all thought was going to be cut off this roster to now a guy that we all want in the lineup every single day is Jeff McNeil. Not for the contact hitting, but for a change, for the power. Jose Iglesias gets on with a single thereafter. Alvarez would strike out, unfortunately. Then we would see Tyrone Taylor increases the Mets' runs. It's 8-2 because he reaches on a fielder's choice, throwing at her. There was a throwing error by Oswaldo Cabrera, and then we see Francisco Lindor put the cap on this one. His 21st home run of the season, second home run of the night, 11-2. I gotta ask you, and this is all bias aside. This is just like straight me talking to you right now. When you looked at the Lindor second home run, do you think that there really is something to it where like he has an extra edge when he plays against the Yankees? Because this is now going back to like the Giancarlo Stanton when he hit the 3 bombs somehow. I mean, he's had ridiculous numbers against the Yankees throughout his career.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see it, so I'm gonna act like it didn't happen. So we could move on.
Where the hell is Mr. I watched the entire game, a whole 10
Yeah,
minutes
no,
ago.
that was a lie. That was a straight faced lie, bro. I shut the game off, I believe, when it was 7-2.
Are you serious?
That's serious, yeah.
Pat, please. Anthony, thank you for the $5 holla. Francisco and $10. There's not a chance in hell you're being straight right now. You cannot be doing that. Pat, I'm just telling you, if you are being true, this is the last time we're going to see you on the channel. We need people to actually watch the fucking game to know what happened.
I do that every day.
Well, with the Yankees, I can understand. That's fair lately. Francisco with the $10 says, I love supporting. I love this chat. LFGM, Los Yankees son nuestros hijos. Gotta start this chant. Let's see. Gotta start this chant.
Los
That's what it has to be.
Yankees son nuestros
That's
hijos.
terrible.
Los
Actually terrible.
Yankees son nuestros hijos.
It's 11-2 Mets here. They would win by a final score of 12-3. JD Martinez would hit his 16th double this season. Alonso would get on with a walk. Vientos with a sac fly would make it 12-2 that we would see there in the bottom of the eighth still, or in the top of the eighth rather. In the bottom of the eighth, the Yankees go down in order that we see there. Then as we get to the ninth inning, Alvarez gets on with a single. That's all she wrote though. And in the bottom of the ninth, we would see Adrian Hauser come in, give up a double to Gleyber Torres, and hit Ben Rice with a pitch and give up a run because Austin Wells hits a single. Still, though, Adrian Hauser gets the Mets the victory here as they win by a final score of 12-3. Finally, it only took an entire hour, basically, it felt like, to break down that 12-3 victory. What a schmuck, says Kevin in the chat. Giovanni, how are you? Happy to have you in here. Pat made my night. Pat, again, you have no idea how many Mets fans appreciate you being here right now. So trust me, I know that this sucks. I know that you are biting your tongue the entire time, but we are getting flooded with just how many people are just loving this entire situation that we currently find ourselves in. So know that you're loved, Pat. So when you are going to have your moment, when the Yanks do inevitably win the World Series this year, and then Juan Soto signs with the Mets in the offseason, you can have your moment.
Will you bring me
Come
on?
back on here.
Will we do a stream?
If the Yankees win the World Series, we will do a stream for sure.
Nice.
I promise. Handshake.
Cool.
I promise. We'll do it. I have no problem doing that because, again, people would love to see it from a Mets fan point of view as well. It would be terrible for sure.
Part of the deal, though, it would have to be on my channel.
Just your channel?
We can multi-stream it.
We can we could simulcast. We could definitely get something figured out there. Bet. Okay, everybody. I got a lot more to talk about, and we don't have a whole lot of time to do so. So let me just throw out as many numbers as I can for you in a very short period of time. Let's see here. Let me double check I have it. Again, everybody, this is from Jeff Passan at the conclusion of today's ballgame. He's finally hopping in on the Francisco Lindor bandwagon. If you guys haven't already, you better jump on now. Since Lindor has started batting leadoff back on May 18th, his numbers have been as follows. Batting average 308, 12th in MLB. On base percentage 390, 16th in MLB. Slugging 568, 16th in MLB. 14 home runs, 9th in MLB. RBIs 39, 15th in MLB, and stolen bases 6th. WAR 4.1, third behind Bobby Witt Jr. and Aaron Judge. What does that tell you, everybody? Yes, get ready for this. Francisco Lindor has been the most valuable player in all the National League since May 18th. We are now going on 2 months that Francisco Lindor has been a more valuable player than Shohei effing Ohtani in the National League. He has been better than Bryce Harper. He has been better than literally every other player available in the National League when looking at WAR especially. Insane stuff there. Francisco with another $10 holla says, would love to get that first wild card spot. The Mets will have a chance to do that this weekend against the Atlanta Braves and that amazing 4-game set that kicks off tomorrow. And my question to you right now here, Pat, are you going to consider going to the game tomorrow, or is that a complete wash? Is there no chance now that's going to happen?
Maybe like a 30% chance.
There's a 30% chance that Pat will show up tomorrow. Okay, everybody. So again, 30% chance that you'll see me with Pat on the concourse in the outfield pregame tomorrow.
Wait, what
I'm
time
having
is
a good
it?
time.
7?
What time's the game? Yeah, it's a 7:10 game tomorrow. Yep.
Huh. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. I know I am, man. I know. All right, guys and gals. You know what? I don't want it. What?
Why are you just responding to people but not reading their comments?
You're killing Pat with the Lindor talk, and I laughed in response.
Thank you, dude. Ant put his comment in the chat. That means he wants it to be read out loud. Your community wants to engage with you.
Who commented?
Forget it, dude. Forget it. I'm a man of the people. Chat. I'm with you.
Good time to show off the merch for Shay. No, Dave, you're absolutely right. Sadly, no, because the merch that you got for Shay is in Shay's room right now, and Shay is sleeping at the moment. So we're not
Shout out
going
to Shay.
we're going to shout to Shay. Yep, shout to Shay, my amazing little son that he is. Thank you for the love and for everything you sent my way, Dave. We will unveil that for sure in the near future, absolutely. But again, thank you so much for everything. But all right, guys, I don't want to take the time to get into, too many more details about this ball game. I want to now defer this to you, the live callers. So that is what we're going to do here in the next couple minutes,
dude.
everybody.
What about the thing you were like, oh, let's put a pin in this conversation? I was like, no, we're gonna forget about it.
Pat, that's why you're here. If you're not going to talk ball much about the Yanks having a godforsaken game, you've got to at least remind me of things. So thank you. I appreciate that because we got that donation from Z.
I don't.
Yeah, I do. Z with the $2 holler earlier says, Pat, are the Yanks better than the Mets?
Great. Thank you. Now I can answer it?
Yeah.
Cool. I think this is a very tricky scenario, right? Because as of right now, I will be the bigger person and say the New York Mets are a better team than the New York Yankees, and they have proved it these two series. I think they have a deeper lineup, even though I think it matched them up both healthy in a 5-game playoff series. I think the Yankees win just because I think they have better starting pitching, and I think when our lineup is healthy, it's better. However, the Mets lineup is no joke. They could potentially make a run in the postseason this year if they add some starting pitching besides Senga coming back. But I don't think the Yankees are as bad as a baseball team as they've been playing like lately. I think once they hopefully get some bats healthy again, maybe make a trade for a couple bats, hopefully we'll be good again. But that's the authentic Patrick Hennessy answer.
I think that's fair. For those that don't know, Pat went out of his way to text me over the past couple weeks how jaw-dropped he's been by the Mets offense. This was, of course, a lot in the peak of, joyful June and a lot of things going our way. Double the amount of wins versus losses we had in June. July, a little up, down, but we're rolling here, getting this series sweep after we split a 4-game set against Miami because it makes sense. But, to add, to make you a little bit happier, Pat, I do firmly believe that on paper, when everyone is healthy, the Yankees can very well still be the better team. I mean, for them, it's not the issues that the Yankees have is not actively what the Mets have, because the Mets have offense going. However, we have bullpen problems. We have major bullpen problems that need to be rectified. And our rotation, while we have many rotation options, we don't have a lot of quality options. So literally you're having everyone in the chat say, okay, thank you, Pat, for giving us that. Everyone's very happy with your response there, Pat. I hope you know that. So
Great.
Everyone was like, we waited 40 minutes to get Pat to, legit talk ball, but it was worth it. That was a good sentence or two. So thank you for that. And I do agree. I think, let me put it this way. I think the Mets with their vibes can make more magic happen if they have a miracle run as a wild card underdog team versus a Yankees team that always has the big pressure on their shoulders. I think that's a big X factor for them with Boone, with Cashman, and everyone involved. And I do think the Yanks very well can have a deep run again this year come playoff time, but you will need to be healthy. I do not have any confidence in the Yanks whatsoever to win it all if a guy like Giancarlo Stanton is not healthy in that lineup, just as an example.
I know, and I don't want to drag this conversation out into a 40-minute topic, but I think also when you look at the major difference between the Yankees and the Mets is the Yankees have plenty of guys who should be above average major league hitters that just aren't, right? Like DJ LeMahieu, Anthony Volpe, Alex Verdugo. I mean, I could keep listing names. The Yankees have plenty of guys Gleyber Torres, that should be good this year, that just aren't. I think that's definitely hurt them as well. And whether that's on player development or whoever puts his lineup together, and I don't know, but the Yankees have a lot more holes than I thought we did a couple months ago.
A lot, and it happens in such a short period of time where you can have these crazy switch ups. And for the Mets here, what's been going on with them this season has been, again, looking like there's not a chance in hell they're going to make playoffs. They're not even going to sniff it, to now we're talking about not even just buying and selling, but now considering, let's just go crazy. Let's actually try to consider going all in here at the deadline. Should we continue to roll like this? For the Yankees, Cashman is finally showing an interest to trade guys, whether that's going to be the Martian himself and Mr. Jason Dominguez, or even, Spencer Jones's name has been thrown out there. So there's a desperation factor a bit with the Yanks here as well. And I'm damn excited. And interested more than anything, intrigued rather, to see how they perform, how they do at the deadline heading into the second half here, because Yanks have definitely a lot to climb here with a team like the Baltimore Orioles, who we've spoken a lot about this season. I'm not going to beat a dead horse there with you.
They
We'll
kinda
talk about
suck
them
too, bro.
in the future. The Orioles don't suck, but they've been up and down. They definitely have been having adversity for sure, but they are still overcoming it. They currently sit, what are they, 2 games in first right now, I think, the division?
I think like a game and a half.
They were a game and a half. I want to say they're 2 now after tonight's loss for the Yankees, but I could be wrong. And final thing here, everybody, and then we are just going to transition to callers. I'm not going to waste time to get into more on the pitching and the offense today. I want to hear from you, amazing Mets fans, and I want to make sure that this is digestible for my replay viewers. So sadly, my replay viewers are going to hate this. I'm not going to be giving you guys the live callers. We're going to cut things off after the fact.
Oh my
on
God.
replay. I know. And you want to know why I have to do it, sadly? It's because the viewers don't like it. The large contingency of viewers are more inclined to watch a shorter version of a post-game show either elsewhere or something along those lines if we run and say you do an hour and a half, 2 hours. People just don't like it, especially for a recap of like a 2.5 hour game. You can see, especially with a day of shelf life on top of it. It's not like this is NFL and you got a whole week. You know?
Yeah,
so, like,
you know what? And you know what? I remember you mentioning that to me before we went live today. So then that's why Wardy and I both agreed that to make up for that, next week we're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream for the trade deadline.
I'm muting you. I'm actually muting you. This is insane.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm not. I'm not muting you. I was joking. You're terrible. You're terrible. Yoshimo the $5 says, solace for the Yanks. Sox just got blasted by the Dodgers, and Rockies and Orioles are in a deep rut. Division still in the range for the... Oh, absolutely. I definitely see a world where the Yankees can still win it, for sure. This has just not been ideal for them whatsoever. I'm here for the Lindor talk. We've had plenty of Lindor talk, Orlando. I mean, for Francisco Lindor, we're just now at the level of he's playing right now against his May 18th at MVP caliber level. You can't see otherwise. The question for Lindor is, after such a bad month plus to start the season, will Lindor be able to keep up the pace to actually be in that true category as not just a dark horse MVP candidate, but actually someone that is in the range going toe-to-toe with Ohtani and others? Can Lindor get that OPS up 50 to, at absolute best, 100 points sometime over the next couple months leading into the end of the season? If Lindor finishes this year with an average in the range of 270 plus and around a 900 or so OPS and a WAR that is leading the way in the National League, it'll be very difficult for him to not at least be heavily considered for the award, if not already started to build that up. Francisco, thank you for the donation. Pat, hopefully we see each other again in the World Series. Hopefully it's better than the turnout from, since I was born back in New Millennium 2000. Could you imagine if the Mets and the Yanks go the dance at any point, our lives right now doing what we're doing? It would literally be insane.
I don't think I'd be able to watch, bro.
It would literally be insane.
It would be this, but on steroids.
It would be this on steroids times a billion, for sure. So right now, we got roughly 1,800 concurrent viewers. Shout out to every single one of you guys. We got a boatload on Twitter and all our live viewers on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, close to 26,000 subscribers. Help us get there for all your coverage and all things Metsies here on the WardyNYM platform. But all right, folks, enough of me yapping, enough of me talking about a whole lot of nothing. Let's get to your live callers and have ourselves a fun rest of the evening. To all my replay viewers, let us know your biggest takeaway from a dominant Metsian victory in the comments down below. Let us know your thoughts on Pat being involved here for these Mets-Yankees matchups especially. And again, thank you all so much for watching. To my live viewers, we're going to start to take your live callers now. To my replay viewers, that's Patrick Hennessy. This is Tyler Ward, a.k.a. WardyNYM. We'll see you guys again real soon. See you at the Mets game tomorrow, baby. Let's go Mets. Peace out.